The video games. Who hasn't played a video game? Since the classic Mario's video game saga, all the fun games, until the newer Xbox and PlayStation video games, we have had a lot of very funny moments with the video games. That is not the point of this video. All the people knows that the video games are entertaining and a good way to spend the time. But what if I told you that the video games have a lot of studies trying to prove if the video games influence the children mentality? In what way? Well, some investigation says that if you are influenced by the video games, you can develop good skills, but also you can develop emotional disorders doing the children violent and aggressive. And you can think how Mario or Mega Man or Zelda or whatever can do a children violent. But then you see this video.
Was ist das denn? Oh mein Gott, was ist geschehen? Ich will Unreal spielen!
So now you can understand why some people say that the video games make children violent. But why and when the video games begin to believe this? Well, this controversial belief gets started around the year 1992 when the video game Mortal Kombat was created. So you can imagine the rest of the story. For the rest of the story, you can listen to my partner. He's going to talk about this in a deeply way.
Violent video games have been blamed for school shootings, increases in bullying, and violence toward women. Critics argue that these games desensitize players to violence, reward players for simulating violence, and teach children that violence is an acceptable way to resolve conflicts. There is not any yet a study that says video games influence on the behavior of persons, but the reality is that violence in video games has been increasing. We have some arguments that support video games can influence or can't influence violence. Arguments in favor. Playing violent video games causes more aggression, bullying, and fighting. Simulating violence such as shooting guns and hand-to-hand combat in video games can cause real-life violent behavior. Many perpetrators of mass shootings play violent video games. Violent video games desensitize players to real-life violence. The USA military used violent video games to train soldiers to kill. Arguments against. Sales of violent video games have significantly increased while violent juvenile crime rates have significantly decreased. The USA Supreme Court ruled that violent video games do not cause youth to act aggressively. The competitive nature of a video game is what arouses aggression, not the level of violent content. Violent video game players know the difference between virtual violence in the context of a game and the appropriate behavior in the real world. Studies claiming a causal link between video game violence and real-life violence are flawed.
To conclude, we can say that kids will learn what they want to learn. They could learn bad things or they could learn good things. But almost all the kids will learn good things because they know that the video game is not real, it's fiction. And they can't do the things that a video game does. So that's why we can conclude that it could be okay that kids play violent games.
Raiden wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.